Hello, everybody. I hope you can hear me. Okay. I think we can start now that our first presenter has joined. So hello again. My name is Roxana. I am the forum coordinator here at MAF, at MAF, which is Malmö Arab Film Festival, and our industry days specifically. We all know that this year is different from previous years in many ways. And one way we here at MAF has met this is to move our program completely online this year. But despite that, we still have a large array of program points. We have, for example, presentations, webinars, work in progress sessions, case studies, panel discussions, and 2 masterclasses. And right now my co-worker is holding pitching sessions for our funding program. So it's a busy schedule. We're going to start this day off with presentations, and these presentations are from institutions and organizations from all over the world. These presentations will work as short introductions where you will get to learn more about the institutions as well as the people behind them. If you have any questions, please write them in the Q&A box below. You can see it in your bottom row there, and I will make sure to read them to the panelists. And you can do that throughout the entire session. This session, or all the forum sessions, will also be recorded and published in our social media platforms later on. One last thing, we also have a LinkedIn event. For you who are interested in connecting further with each other, you can go to our LinkedIn at Malmö Arab Film Festival, and you should be able to find the event there. Okay, Joachim, I'm going to let you in now, and we can start with you. I'm going to promote it. Hi, Joachim.
Hi.
Oh, I'm so happy it worked. This was the first session, so it was working. Okay, thank you so much for joining us, Joachim. I'm going to let you take the stage. I'm going to turn off my camera, and when you're ready, I'll pop right back up, okay?
Yes, I have a presentation. Is it possible for me to have that screened?
Yes, you just press share screen at the bottom.
Yes.
And I think the screen you will share will be somewhere.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
So, welcome everybody to this digital forum for visiting Malmö. I hope you're enjoying Malmö Arab Film Festival as much this year as you have before. But I'm going to do a presentation about Film i Skåne. My name is Joachim Rangstrand, and I work as a head of production for this regional film fund situated here in Skåne. Now it says host disabled participant screen sharing. Roxana.
Sorry, I will see if I can make that. Can you do it?
Yes, now it's
okay, so sorry.
So, do you see my presentation now?
Yes, we do. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So, Film i Skåne is a regional film fund, and we are also a production center or a film center for Skåne. And this picture is from the Thin Blue Line, which is one of our recent TV series we've been involved in, and it's made for SVT by the local production company Anagram, and it has been a huge success here in Sweden, and it has the highest number of viewers online by any other shows that are on SVT Play right now. So Film i Skåne is an organization, a regional organization for film, and the history behind it is that in 1995 the Swedish Film Institute offered the regions part of financing if they set up organizations dealing with issues around film. And that was the start of Film Skåne and the start of this regionalization of film in Sweden. And nowadays, we have 19 regional film organizations in this country. And 4 of us are also a production center, which means we are doing co-productions for feature films and TV series. And it's us, Film Skåne in the south, it's Film i Väst in Västra Götaland, the western part of Sweden. It's Film Stockholm in the Stockholm region, and it's Film Pol Nord in the north of Sweden. And we are all participating in co-productions for film and television, and Film i Väst being the biggest of us. But for Film Skåne, we started in 1995, and then in the year 2000, we started with the co-production of feature film. And the first film we produced at that time was Jan Troell, which is one of our well-known directors in Sweden, being one of the most awarded, and he's living in the south of Skåne. He's now quite old, but he's still active, and we are discussing his next project as we speak. And in 2009, we became part of Business Region Skåne, and I'm going to come back to that later. And Film Skåne is a member of Cineregio, and Cineregio is an organization that organizes regional film funds throughout all over Europe. And most of the film funds in the regional film funds in Europe are organized in Cineregio. And this is an organization for us to discuss common problems, and to see, also to be some kind of a lobby organization for film in the European Union. And the regional perspective of film, and why you set up a regional film fund, there are a number of causes why you do that. And one is regional economy. We all want the film productions come in and spend their money in our region to grow the economy. But there are also a cultural perspective. We want to have interesting films being made in our region by our regional artists and filmmakers. And there is also this the image of the region and the identity of the region. And for instance, when it comes to specific parts of Europe, then this is very important. If you talk about the northern part of Sweden and Finland and Norway, then it's the cultural identity is very strong. And also in the Catalan region in Spain, for instance, and so on. And there's also the tourism effect. If you have a success in your region, of course, the people will want to come and see the places where the films and TV series are being shot. So that's why you set up a regional film fund. So I talked about Business Region Skåne before, and this is Business Region Skåne. We are a publicly owned company, which means that we are owned by the Region Skåne, the regional parliament of Skåne. And we are one of 4 regional companies in the Business Region Skåne. And our colleagues are Invest in Skåne, Tourism in Skåne, Event in Skåne, and us, Film in Skåne. And each of this company has the task of promoting Skåne in the field that we are in. So we are promoting Skåne in the field of film. So that's the main purpose of the company. And we have 2 missions: to promote and support film activities in Skåne and create regional growth through film production. So that's mainly our 2 goals that we work with. And we do that in 2 different ways, we can say. And one way is that we see film as a culture. Then here we work with media literacy with children and young people. And we also support screenings. We have a network of cinemas in Europe organized in something we call Cine Skåne. We give support to festivals, MAF being one of them. So we are one of the main financiers for this festival as well. So this is the cultural side of Film i Skåne. And then we have film as an industry. We have co-production of film and television. It's the most of what we do on this side. We support all genres in film and television, from shorts to documentaries to TV series to feature films. We have also a studio situated in Ystad. It's run by us, and we see it as a necessity to be able to host the biggest productions, such as The Bridge, and before that we had this series about Wallander, and they are all shot in our studio in Ystad. Beside that, we work with the Southern Sweden Film Commission. It's a brand that we own in Film i Skåne, and we have a film commissioner called Mikael Svensson, working with promoting Skåne Skåne and the Southern Sweden as a place for shooting film and television. And he do that on the international festivals all over the world. But Film i Skåne as a co-producer, with the film fund, we act as an investor, which means that we want rights for our money, and we want part of the revenues. It's due to laws in Sweden, we're not able to support projects. We have to co-produce them, and so therefore you can see us as an equity investor into projects. The projects we do must have a close connection to Skåne, either through the companies behind it and the persons behind it, the creative people behind the film, or you have to shoot in Skåne for us to be able to enter. We do a number of smaller co-productions each year, but then you have to have a spend in Skåne. You have to spend part of your budget in Skåne for us to be able to take part. One example this year on the festivals is the film 200 Meter, which is it's co-produced by us via a regional production company called Way Creative. And so that's one example of how it could work. So this is the people behind Film i Skåne, and you have the film cultural side and the production side, and we have the Southern Sweden Film Commission and Ystad Studios, and you find us online if you want to contact us, and look up our webpage and you can contact us through that. So thank you. That was the presentation from my side.
Thank you so much, Joachim. That was really, really informative. Thank you. I'm going to see. I don't think we got any questions. I think that presentation covered everything.
No, thank you.
So thank you so much again. I'm going to now invite Meryem Meserawa up from Doha Film Institute. So if you feel free to stick around as long as you want, Joachim. Thank you. And I'm going to do this. And I'm going to... And now, Miriam, I'm going to invite you up to become a panelist. There we go.
Hello.
Hello. Hi. How are you? Good to see you. It's so fun to see everybody's faces after all these emails.
Absolutely. Thank you for having us. Yeah.
No, thank you. I'm not going to take up any of your time, Miriam. So I'm just going to shut off my camera and you go ahead when you're ready, okay?
Okay, great. Thank you. Okay, so I'm Meryem Meserawa and I work with the grants program at the Doha Film Institute. So to give you a little more information about the DFI, it was launched in 2010 and it's a not-for-profit organization which is at the heart of different initiatives such as year-round programming, different labs and training initiatives as well, like producers' labs and screenwriting. One film festival, the Agile Film Festival, which runs around November, and Kumra, which is an industry event designed for granted projects by the Institute, and the different financing schemes, which are the Qatari Film Fund, a fund designed for local filmmakers, the co-financing scheme, which operates by invitation only, and the grants program, which I'll tell you more about just now. So the grants program was established in 2010, and it's at the core of it, it's really to support emerging filmmakers from around the world, with an emphasis on Arab filmmakers. And both film projects and series projects are eligible for consideration. And the main criteria remains the director's nationality, which is categorized as MENA or non-MENA. And also whether it's the director's first or second feature film, or if he is established, meaning working on his third or more. Projects are considered depending on their stage of production and film type. So if it's a feature film, it can be considered whether development, production, or post-production support, versus short films, which are only open for Arab filmmakers and eligible for production support. As for the series, there are two types of grants. One development grant for TV series, only open to Arab screenwriters or producer, as well as the web series, which is only eligible for production consideration. In terms of restrictions, there are none when it comes to genre or types. I mean, both series and film, as mentioned, are eligible. And when it comes to film, we consider documentary, fiction, experimental, or essay as well. To look at the submission process itself and the way the fund operates, there's two open calls for submissions in the year, one in the spring and one in the fall, which means roughly around January or July. And each cycle runs for about 4 months and is basically divided into two stages of evaluation. The first focuses on the creative aspects and merits of the project. There is an artistic dossier, which includes different elements that speak for the project and the director's vision, essentially. And based on that first stage and the gathered evaluations, there is a pre-selection of roughly 60 projects each cycle, which is presented to a jury composed of external jury members. And there, at this time, is when the financial dossier is also taken into consideration, and the final selection is of about 35 to 40 projects per cycle. Just to give you an idea as well, the fund receives about 350 to 400 submissions. So it's quite a lot, yeah. And up to this date, the fund was therefore launched in 2010. We have supported about 600 projects with about 70% completed to this date. On our website, there is an entire catalog to give you an idea of the projects that have been supported. There is, as mentioned earlier, no real restriction when it comes to the story itself and so forth. It really is the director's vision that is taken into account, and it is a fund that was initiated in order to identify new talent. So the fund is not against being the first financier as well on the project. And when it comes to the grants themselves, there are no restrictions as to having to spend the money within the region or having a producer from the region or local to be attached to the project. It goes back once again to the director's nationality, which entitles him to the different categories based on film type, project type, sorry, or stage of production. Given the numerous submissions per cycle, we are obviously open to resubmissions and allow up to 2 submissions per stage of production, provided there is some advancements in the project. And there's this report that's asked as well as part of the submission process. The submission happens also online, so there's a form that prompts you for all required elements and information. So it's pretty straightforward and simple. And I would invite you as well, if you're interested in applying and are not familiar with the fund, to visit both guidelines for film or series. And they're quite self-explanatory. And you can also reach out to us if you have any further questions on the website. Again, there's an email for the grants team, and we're as responsive as possible. And just an important note would be that projects that are supported in development can only come back in post-production. And similarly, projects that are supported in production cannot be considered for any other stage of production. And I think that's roughly it. I can show this trailer, which will give you an idea of the projects that were supported so far. That. Okay. So, sorry, I'm not sure how to exit the screen share. Sorry. Roxana?
Yes, let me see if I can help you here. Okay. Oops. Sorry. There we go. New option. Okay. So I think now it's gone.
Great. Well, that's roughly the introduction of the fund. I think all points were pretty much covered. Maybe if there are more specific questions, it could help guide the conversation.
Do we have any questions for Miriam? Let people think for a while. If not, thank you so much, Miriam. Really, it's so interesting seeing people from all over the world joining us like this. The next presentation is from the West Finland Film Commission. However, Teija is not with us right now. We are so well on schedule that we are too early. I'm going to see if I can, first I'm going to do this. There we go. Let's see if she's here. No, not yet. In the meantime, I can tell you a bit about our program, actually, because all of you who are in the attendee list today have accreditation, and you can actually join any of the program points that you want. Let me see. No, not yet. Okay, so today we're going to have a couple of more presentations, and it's running smoothly and perfectly thus far. So I'm very excited for all the presentations. We're also going to have presentations from people that, for example, Joachim mentioned earlier. So Anagram will have a presentation and Filmy West will have a presentation later on, both today and during this week. Later on today, there will be a case study of the film Brotherhood, which was nominated for an Oscar, an Academy Award, along with 70 other awards. So that's very interesting. That's going to be with Andreas Roxén and Sarah Ben Hassan, who are both have been active in Malmö Arab Film Festival before. We also have a panel discussion later on this evening about film production and distribution in the time of Corona, with a panelist all from the MENA region. I'm gonna see, no Teija yet. No, not yet. Okay, then I'll just continue explaining our program until the West Finland Film Commission will join us. Their time is in 10 minutes, so she's not late, don't worry. Tomorrow we have another session of Meet the Experts, which is these presentation sessions. And that's going to be with the European Film Commission, Arab Cinema Center, which is also Mad Solutions, Filmy West, DCL, Bergmanveckan, the Nordic Culture Point, which is Nordisk Kulturkontakt, as well as a Tempo Documentary Film Festival, and Cineguna Platform. So it's going to be a long day with presentations tomorrow. In the evening, we have a webinar with the title Portrayal of Women and Gender Roles in Films, How Does That Reflect Society? And at the end of the day, we're going to have a work in progress session with the Land of Wonder. I'm looking forward to that one too. And the work in progress sessions will work as just a little brief on how it's going with this film that won the grant previous years. And then on Friday again, we have a whole nother session with Meet the Experts. We have the Danish Film Institute, Women in Film and TV. We have the Norwegian Film Commission. We have the Stockholm Film Festival Junior. Filmcentrum Syd will join us. And that's it. No, sorry. And Creative Media Solutions. That's the Friday's presentations. And then we are joined by a panel discussion that is called Global Sustainable Production Landscape. And that's also, oh, no, I saw the Southern Sweden Film Commission, not the West Finland. Okay. And then there's going to be a case study with The Man Who Sold His Skin, which was our opening film for the festival. And that's also very exciting for us. A webinar after that with the Chronicles of Her. And finally, actually, no, that's the day. The day will end there. And then we have Saturday as well with Meet the Experts, and that's late production. We have Final Cut, which is in Venice. And we will have 2 panel discussions on Saturday, and that's Sudanese cinema success and what's next, and the panel discussion called Arab Films Go Green, Costa Brava. We will also have 2 master classes, all on Saturday, and that would be Mariam Naum and Tamer Habi. Okay, we're still waiting for people that just joined us. We have had 2 presentations, one with Film i Skåne and one with the Doha Film Institute. They were both great. This session is being recorded, so if you missed that, you will be able to see that on our social medias later on. We are waiting for the West Finland Film Commission. Their time is at 11:40. That's why Teija, who is going to hold the presentation, hasn't arrived yet. So I'm trying to fill in this time by telling you about our program and what is going on these 4 days. We're very sad that you couldn't join us, really. It would be so fun to actually see you all. I'm gonna see if anybody, no, not yet. Okay, well, at the same time as this is happening, this is the forum program, we also have a funding program that is happening right now in the room next to me. And that is a funding program for grants for aspiring filmmakers and films that have already been done for their post-production grants. And I'm going to, in our catalog, read to you what is happening right now, because as I said, you have a accreditation pass, meaning you can jump back and forth between any of these sessions as well as you please. Here we go. Right now, it's the development funding for feature films. Later on this afternoon, we will have the development funding pitching session for the documentary films. And tomorrow we will have a development funding session for short films and ending it with the post-production screenings. So if you're interested in that, feel free to jump over, and the links should be, oh, Teija came! Hi, Teija, I'm trying to fill in the time. I'm gonna make you a panelist now. There we go. Teija, feel free to share your screen whenever you feel ready. And to answer a question we got, the presentations will be available on our social media, probably on the website too. There will be a link to the presentation. So yes, thank you. Hi,
thank
Teija.
you very much.
Thank you so much for joining us, and what a lovely background you have.
Well, thank you, and hi everybody. Tjenare.
Hi.
So this is Teija Raninen from Turku, Åbo in Swedish name. And I'm an executive director for developing experience industries in Turku region, but I am also a film commissioner for West Finland Film Commission. I always say that Turku is a film city, and people always ask me, what does it mean that a city is a film city? And of course, it means that this is a very film-friendly city. It has production companies. It has professionals. We have a very good film school, so it has film students, but it also has film lovers. And there has been lots of film shootings in Turku. And I realized many years ago that people want to take part in filmmaking, and they want to feel that they are part of it. And then I set up an association which is called Film City Turku, and twice a year we arrange a day which is called the Film Day. So I think that Film City means that it gives the film lovers, everybody gets something. So we have a lot of film clubs, and twice a year, the Film Day means that we have film everywhere in the city, in the parks, in the restaurants, in the concert halls, in the sports arenas, and it's all free for all citizens. And this is made possible with our private partners. So Film City Turku means that everybody gets something. Here you can see where Turku is located. So we are very close to Sweden, and I hope that some of you have maybe taken the ferry, Viking Line or Tallinn, Silja, to take the ferry to Åbo. We also have, in the normal times, without COVID, we have 5 direct flights from Stockholm. So this is very, very accessible place. We have beautiful locations for productions, and we have the largest archipelago in the world, which is beautiful all year around. We have quite many variety of locations for filmmakers. This is the oldest and the boldest city in Finland, but it also has the nature very, very close. You can find the modern city, the medieval city, the forests, the lakes, which we have, by the way, over 200,000 in Finland. And you have the beautiful river Ora, which runs along the city. We have 4 seasons, as you have in Sweden, but I think that the most thing that the producers and the productions like is that it's accessible, and all the destinations are so close to each other, because we are not that big place. So we have in the region a little bit less than 400,000 inhabitants. If you want to go to the harbor, or if you want to go to the airport, it's only 15 minutes away from the city center. There has been a lot of productions shooting here over the last 10 years. Some mentioned here, over 6 feature films and TV series that we have financed here, as I said, during the last 10 years. And we are looking for a very, very busy summer. Actually, 5 productions are starting to shoot in some in a couple of days and some in few weeks. National, but also international. I will give you some examples what has been recently shot in Turku. We had a feature film called The Wait, which was directed by Aku Louhimies. Aku Louhimies is probably the most well known by his feature Unknown Soldier, which had almost 700,000 admissions in the theaters a couple of years ago, which is quite a lot, because, you know, in Finland we are only 5.5 million people. But this production was very important to us because first of all, it was shot in the archipelago, but it was also the first carbon negative production in Finland. And sustainability is very, very important here in Turku. Turku will be the first city in Finland to be not carbon negative, but what's the word? But anyway, with the very small emissions in 2029. And we take this very seriously, this sustainability. So last year we joined BAFTA's project Albert, which aims to encourage the screen industries to reduce their waste and carbon footprints during the production process. And we are also going to calculate all the carbon emissions in the productions that will shoot in Finland. Then a second very interesting production was Tove. Tove Jansson was a Swedish-speaking Finnish author, novelist, painter, illustrator, and a comic strip author, most known of the Moomies. You probably know Moomies. We also have a Moomie world in 20 kilometers from the city. And this was funny because the situation was very bad last April. The COVID was, and the producer from Helsinki called me and said, "Varför Paris vi har ju Åbo?" which means in English, "Why Paris? We have Turku." And they couldn't go to Paris, so they came to shoot all the Paris shoots in Turku. And Tuve was Finland's Oscar nominee in 2021. Then Cryptid, directed by Daniel de Grada, was shot here in 2019, entirely filmed the TV series in Turku. It's in Viaplay now. It's a Viaplay original, and it was a Swedish horror TVs produced by Drama Corp. And then probably to the most interesting part, I'm going to tell you about the production incentive that we have in Finland. I was lucky to be part of the working group that actually made the proposal to the Finnish government in 2016 to get the production incentive, and I was also in charge of marketing the production incentive for 2 years. So it was launched in 2017. This was our first one of the first social media ads for the Gothenburg Film Festival in 2017. So we got 10 million per year. Sometimes it has been a little bit more than 10 million. This year it's 10,600,000 euros. So I thought that it was a quite funny ad. So this is about the Finland's production incentive. So it was launched in 2017, and the qualifying costs are the local spending in Finland from pre to post production. It is administered by Business Finland, which is under the Ministry of Economy and Employment. And for us, it was really, really important that it will be administered by the economy, the Ministry of Economy and Employment, and not the Ministry of Culture, because Business Finland, which is a center that anyway grants development financing to companies. We wanted that it would be more business-like. So we will be we have been very happy about the way how they have administered this. The application process is quick and easy, and we always say that it's fast to get and simple to apply. There is ongoing application, so first come, first served basis. It takes you 1 hour to make the application, and you can apply when you have 50% of your financing secured. And here you can see what it means if you have a feature film and you want to come and maybe shoot in Finland or do the post-production in Finland. So the minimum total budget of the production must be at least 2.5 million. And the minimum spent in Finland is 150,000 euros. For documentaries, the overall budget must be 325,000 and the minimum spent in Finland 50,000. And for scripted TV drama or animation, it is minimum spent 250,000 and it's 5,500 per minute. And so it's on local cost, but for production, 20% of your costs can be something what we call the flat rate. So you can do whatever you want with that 20%. If you want to buy an island in front of my city, you are welcome. So that is something. But I I really welcome you to apply the financing. I just spoke with the lady who is in charge of the production incentive, and she said that we still have plenty of money for this year. So please welcome, and I will be happy to help you. And if you're looking for partners or so on. Many of you might know that if you are a co-producer with Finland, there is also a Finnish Film Foundation who can also support your production, and I will be happy to tell you about that as well. And now we go to our film commission. I don't know if you know how the film commission started, but it was in the 40s in United States, and film productions were starting to shoot everywhere, and the cities realized that, whoa, this is quite good, these film productions, because they employ so much people, and they spend a lot of money, and they sleep in the hotels or in the apartments. They use the catering, construction, transportation. How can we get more of these productions? And this is how the film commission started. And we are almost 400 in the world. And we are all members of this AFCI, which is Association Film Commissioners International, which is located in Los Angeles. So, and we are also trained by the AFCI. So this is how the production started, and or the commission started, and our film commission is the second oldest in Finland. It was founded in 2003, and it was first part of the film school. But then the city thought that no, we want all the creative industries to be development by the business center, and this is how I got involved. And so now it's part of the Business Development Center, which is called Turku Science Park. And we offer regional financing. That means that if you're lucky, you get the cash rebate from the national one. You can get 12.5% on top of that from us, from our fund. So actually it's our budget. So we can make the decision very, very quickly. So you can get up to 37.5% of your local spend in Finland. You can get from here. So it's quite good. And we help you with everything. We help you with transportation. We help you with catering, accommodation. We have deals with everybody, so we can get services for good price for you. We help you with location scouting, shooting permits. We have registers for equipment, for local film professionals, for actors, for extras. You can get everything from us. And because we are part of the Business Development Center, in our region, we have 22,000 companies. So we know our companies, so we can help you with everything and with production facilities. We also have studios here available. So we have quite good connections, and shooting permits, we help you with that. Many of the shooting permits are free here. And sometimes you can make a good deal with me and you get all your shooting permits for free. But anyway, everything is very easy, very quick. And I think that our task is to help you so that you can focus what is the most important thing. You can focus on your film. So I do welcome you to Åbo, to Turku, and I will be at your service, and our office will be at your service, and I will be happy to help you with financing, with everything. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Teija. That was amazing. Let me see here. We're going to move on now. And also, Thea, say hi to your lovely team from me. They're great to work with, honestly.
Oh, thank you. I will. Thank you.
Okay, so we're going to move on now to the Arab Fund for Art and Culture. So I'm going to remove you, Thea, as a panelist and bring up Soleil. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
There we go. And for all of you who have been here with me for a while now, I want to thank you for being here all this time. And I also want to thank you for bearing with me during my 10-minute monologue before Thea came. I have now updated Soleil to be a panelist. Hello, Soleil.
Hi, Roxana. Can you hear me well?
I can hear you perfectly. I'm going to let you talk now, so I'm going to remove myself. Go ahead.
Sure. Thank you. Thank you very much. So, hi, everyone. My name is Saleh Gharbiyi. I'm a grants manager within AFAC, the Arab Fund for Arts and Culture. AFAC, as most of you know, is a grant-making institution. We are based in Beirut, and our mission is to support Arab artists, whether living in the region or abroad. We have many grant schemes for support for music, visual arts, performing arts, creative and critical writing, etc. And we have two programs dedicated for film. One that is dedicated for documentary films and another one for fiction ones, which we call the cinema program. The documentary films application are currently open, and the deadline is May 14. And on May 15, we will open the cinema application, which would run until August 2nd. To apply for AFAC, you need to fill in the application online. It's strictly within the cause and through the application. We can support films in different stages. So we have support for development, for production, and for post-production. Short films can only apply for production or post-production. We have supported so far 417 projects, and we have around 2 films that were executed and screened and ran already in festivals, whether in the region or abroad as well. The one condition that AFAC sets for applying is that the director must be from Arab origin. So you can have a foreign producer attached to your project, but the director must be from an Arab country, or he's originated from an Arab country. It's not. We don't have any condition on. We don't have a theme or a topic that you need to work on in order to have your film financed by AFAC. We don't have any condition. We don't have a cap on the age or the experience. So anyone can apply, any film project can apply. You can apply as many times as you want if you didn't get granted, because we believe that since there is an external jury who is evaluating and checking the application, you can apply for several times within the same project. You can benefit from 2 grants for the same film. Like you can have a grant for development, and then after closing the development part and sending all the reports, we apply for production or for post-production. But you can't get the development and production and then apply for post-production. So it's 2 grants per film. What else? The maximum amount that we can support in development is $10,000. For production, the maximum amount is $50,000, and for post-production, the maximum amount is $25,000. This is in a nutshell how the film programs within AFAC run, and we support on average 20 to 25 projects in each category, and that's it, I guess. It was brief, but that's it, I think. And you can email us. You can write to us whenever you feel like you have a question or any inquiry on the grant or the application itself. You need, if you apply for documentary films, you need to have a treatment. Even for development, you need to have a treatment, and for fiction, you need to have a script and a treatment for development. I'm sorry, but yes, it has to be a complete script and a complete treatment. In production for documentary films, in addition to the treatment, you need to have at least 5 minutes of edited scenes, and in post-production, you need to have the rough cut. For fiction, you need to have the final script and treatment in the end production, and in post-production, the rough cut as well. That's it. We'll be waiting for your questions if you have any.
Thank you so much, Soleil. Thank you, really. I think even though it was brief, it was filled with information. So thank you. And we're lucky enough to have Sigrid with us already, so we can just move on to the next presentation. So once again, Soleil, thank you. And I will now invite Sigrid. I'll change the role to acting. And I will invite Sigrid, that's coming from a fellow neighboring film festival, Nordisk Panorama. And it's also our last presentation for this session. We will continue after lunch. Hi, Sigrid. How are you? Okay, Sigrid. I'm not going to take any of your time, so I'm just going to remove myself, and you go ahead when you're ready. Okay?
Perfect. So yeah, I hope everyone can see my screen now. There we go. So hi, my name is Sigrid Bashman, and I'm the festival producer at Nordisk Panorama. So we are an organization that works with short fiction films and documentaries from the Nordic countries. And before I tell you more about who we are, I want to show you a trailer from our last festival that was last year in September. So we start with that, and I hope the audio setting is on. Enjoy. So, Nordisk Panorama is an organization by and for the filmmakers. We have several activities around the year to help and developing new possibilities for Nordic short films and documentary films to be made and seen internationally. And to have a film or project at Nordisk Panorama, you need to have a Nordic production company behind you or your director needs to be from the Nordic region. And we are based in Malmö, Sweden, close to Malmö, but we also have an office in Copenhagen, Denmark. And the organization exists of 5 parts. We have the film festival that is taking place in September in Malmö yearly. We have a film market. We have a funding firm for new documentaries. And we have Doc Forward that is developing workshop. And then we have our Young Nordic, that is our children and youth section. And some of the activities we do yearly is, what I just mentioned, is the film festival, where we present the best Nordic docs and short films. We do consultation. We have Nordic delegations. We present at international festivals and marketing, promoting Nordic shorts and docs. We do workshops, and we do seminars. And Nordisk Panorama has existed for over 30 years. So this upcoming festival will be the 32nd one. And we usually screen around 100 films with Q&As, talks, and masterclasses. And normally, when there's not a pandemic, we have around 15,000 visitors, and that includes both industry professionals and audience from Malmö and the region. And we really try to use the whole of Malmö when we do the festival. So of course, we're in the cinema, but that is our heart. But we also do screenings at music venues, at the library, art museums. We once did a screening at church. And as you can see in this photo, we once had a screening in a swimming pool, screening films that were connected to the water theme in some way. And moving on, we have 4 competition programs during the festival. So we have Best Nordic Documentary, which we have a cash award of 11,000 euros. We have Best Nordic Short Film, where the cash award is 6,000 euros. We have New Nordic Voice with a cash award of 5,000 euros, and that is for new promising filmmakers. And in all these 3 competitions, we have international juries that decides the winner. And then we have Young Nordic, which is our children and youth program. And there the cash award is 1,500 euros. And of course, it's the children that choose the winner for that one. And last but not least, we have the City of Malmö's Audience Award, which is a cash award of 2,500 euros. And in that competition, all films in all competitions are competing, and it's the public in Malmö who decides the winner. And of course, as many other festivals, we also offers seminars and different events, concerts during the festival, and also a lot of networking opportunities for the industry. And moving on to the industry part of the festival, we have Nordisk Panorama Market, our film market, where we are welcoming international film festivals, distributors, buyers from all around the world. And the market offers an overview of the newest produced Nordic short and documentary films. And we also offer short film pitch, work in progress, and presentations and expert roundtables. So as you can see in this photo, we hope that we can all be together like this very, very soon. And then we have our film forum. And that is the meeting place and funding event for Nordic documentary professionals who are looking to connect with different Nordic and international decision makers from the TV industry, film institutes, regional film funds, distributors, and sales agents. And as you can see in this photo, it's just amazing. It's 300-400 people packed in this venue, seeing all the film projects for a few days, making decisions. And yeah, I just hope we all can just be all together in that kind of setting hopefully soon. So that is briefly who we are and what we do. But before I leave you for, I think it's lunch time, I want to share with you what we did last year, 2020, this very different and strange year. So I want to start off with a short recap film. So for the first time in Nordisk Panorama history, we put on a hybrid festival. And we were actually one of the first ones to do so in Sweden, since we have this window in September where we were actually allowed to gather 50 people in an event. So we created an online platform where audience across the Nordic region could stream our films for free. And that meant that we had a huge audience suddenly. So we had over 40,000 visitors. We had a full film program with Q&As after each film. And you can actually still see the Q&As on our YouTube channel. We also were able to reach even more school children for our Young Nordic program. Since we normally take the school children to the cinema, we now had to go to the schools. So we could have even more screenings in the different schools for them. And then all our industry's activities were online. So here are some photos from how the studio setup looked here in Malmö. But doing a hybrid also means that we had a few physical events. So we did a selected few events for 50 people in the city. And we also were able to do new partnerships with local venues that we could have film and concerts for 50 people. And we were able to maintain our library program and the art hall program. And as you can see in this photo, we did a few breakfast screening showing the winning films of the festival. And we also did a small opening mingle for our partners and funders. So yeah, next edition of the festival is taking place 16th to 21st of September 2021. So mark the date in your calendar, and I hope to see you either physically or online, but somehow you're warmly welcome. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Sigrid. I think you can see me. Yeah, you can see me. Thank you, and I'm really looking forward to September to see the festival, as always. And like you said, this was our last session before our break. We're going to return at 2 p.m. Swedish time, or Malmö time. So once again, Sigrid, thank you. And yeah, there were no questions.
Thank you, and good luck with the festival.
So much, and it's gone so well thus far, so I'm very optimistic. Bye, Sigrid.
Bye-bye.
Or VOD platform or a broadcaster on board. And that could be with a letter of intent, but preferably a letter of commitment that makes your application stronger. And so you need a distributor and a good project. And we're more than happy that you send links to the director's or scriptwriter's previous works. So we can see, we also look a lot on the collaboration between the producers. If there's a long-term relation, that's something we value highly. And if there's any questions out there, I'm more than happy to answer, and I'll do my best, or send me an email afterwards if you don't want to question now. But I think we tried to do it quite simple, and of course your Swedish co-producer would know much more how to be in contact with us. That's the best way to find your partner in crime, so to speak. So that was actually, I prepared it very small and handy because I know you are busy people and you want to. So if there are any questions, I'm more than happy to take them. You can write them in the chat or.
Thank you, Helene. Well, the link you have sent us before is more about the Swedish Film Institute. It's the website.
Yes, and there you can see the criteria.
I mean, if we can share the screen so we can speak a bit.
Wait, I can do it.
We can do it.
Yeah, please.
Hannah will do it. So there's this website.
Yep.
And here we have the production funding for film projects, international co-productions.
Yes. And I would also like to address that what I've just been telling you, it's regarding fiction feature-length films.
Mhm.
If you want to co-produce a documentary, and we see that a lot and really high quality, the way to do that is also to go via the Swedish co-producer. But then when it comes to the Swedish Film Institute, you apply directly to my colleagues, Anna Weiss or Juan Pablo Libosar, who are the film commissioners for documentaries. So there it's not a group. You apply directly to the film commissioner. And when we also support co-productions for shorts. And then it's my beloved colleague, Ami Ekström, who you also apply to directly. But when it comes to feature-length fiction films, then it's me and my dear colleague Lina. Mm-hmm. So here you can see mostly, this I've been talking about, and the conditions. Here you can see that it's both the artistic, the technical, and the financial aspects we look at, of course, for a co-production. And there you have the deadlines. We tried to do the application dates, so it's parallel with the Euromage system. So that's why we have this only 3 dates this year. Normally we have 4 dates, deadlines. Mm-hmm. But the Euromage also have 3 deadlines this year, so that's why. Here you can see what the application should consist of course, the script, mm-hmm. and a plan between the Swedish producer and the main producer, and the vision of the director, the producer's vision, and a description of the Swedish creative and technical involvement. And of course, a budget in Swedish crowns, and also so we easily can see the Swedish spend. Mm-hmm. And we don't have like you have to have double spend, but you have to have at least the amount of the Swedish, what you seek for on our side, so to say. So quite easy when it comes to spend requirements. And here you can see the financing plan, what it should include. We are more like a top financier, so we want the majority of the financing to be in place when you apply for us. And here you see the distribution plan and of course the timetable is easily done, and the links to the previous films and a cost list. And here, how we look upon the projects. Artistic quality I already talked about, and the collaboration. And of course, how much contribution there is from Sweden, both on the artistic and the technical side. And here, this is like examples. It could be the script, the directing, the DOP, the set design, etc., etc. And here it also talks about that you have to have distribution on board. So that's very important. So your fantastic films can have a Swedish audience. And here, of course, as every support we have in Sweden, everything is that we have a goal of achieving even gender distribution over time. So, and we also especially we are very positive about films intended for children and young people, as well as a broader representation. That's very important for us. And here we talk a bit that it's me and Lina, and then we make a suggestion to our head of production, Magdalena Jangard, and then finally we suggest the projects to our CEO, Anna Serner. I think how the funding is paid is quite easy, and we don't have to go into depth to that. And we can continue further down, please. And please continue, scroll down. Perfect. And here is an interesting link. in this little field, co-producing with the Nordic countries. This is a brand new folder. It's updated for this year. And there you can see all the funds in the Nordic countries. So that's kind of and also examples. You can click on it if you still have time, maybe. I see we still have time. If you could try to open up, yeah. And next page, we can see what page Sweden is. Thank you so much. So Sweden starts on, scroll up a bit again, you can see what page Sweden is in 17. Yeah, so perfect. And we are soon there. It's also interesting, you can actually see last year's what titles we supported. So you get the feeling of what kind of projects. So this is the same information again. So please scroll down a bit more. Thank you so much. Here you can see. So when it comes to feature-length fictions, you here see the title on the left and the director, the main production company, and the Swedish co-producer and the country of origin. So it was like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 feature-length films last year who got support. And if we look at the documentaries further down, please, you see here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, and that's the same with the director and production company, etc. And you can see the countries. And there, after that, you see, I think we have a nice system in Sweden. We have very strong and passionate regional funds as well. And I know they are also part of this industry program. So listen to them also. They can really contribute heavily and help your budget. And also the film commissions here are stated the most vivid of them. So that's nice. I think maybe that was it. You can stop sharing. Thank you so much. So is there maybe there's a question? Yeah. Do you found short films too? Yes, we do. And we happily do this. We are both a part of different co-production forums, and you can apply through your Swedish co-producer to Ami Ekström. So that we are very happy about that kind of applications as well. So thank you for the question. And here we have another question. This is great. Do you offer funds for Egyptian documentary? Yes. You find your Swedish co-producer, and then you apply directly to Anna or Schwan at the Swedish Film Institute. You remember just a couple of minutes ago when we shared the document, there were equal amount fiction and documentary that we support. So that's also because I think Sweden is kind of a smaller country. So for us, it's very important, both with the input and the knowledge. And I mean, it really is super in so many ways for us to collaborate with other countries. So it strengthens our own film industry. And I think it's good for the audience also to have a wider palette of stories, so to say, which is fantastic. Thank you for the questions.
Thank you so much, Helene. And now it's me popping up.
Yeah, hi, Roxana. We've been emailing so much, so nice to see your face.
But we'll actually have to run because there was some issues with the funding room. So good thing we're a team, and that's why we're actually in a team, so we can all for each other. But it was a great presentation. Thank you so much, Helene. And
thank you. And just if anyone have a question or anything, just send an email and we'll be happy to help you and guide you if we can. So thank you for organizing this, and good luck with your great project.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, I'm just going to move on now. with Martin from Anagram. And Martin, I can see that you're here. So I'm going to make you a panelist. There we go. And whenever you're ready. Hi, Martin. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
So nice to see all these faces I've been emailing, and finally we can see each other.
Yeah, that's nice. I don't think we've met in person before, right? No.
I don't think so either. Well, I'm not going to take more of your time, Martin, so I'm just going to mute myself. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'll start by talking a bit about our production company, Anagram, who is a production company of film, TV series, and also live shows for the theater and comedy, based in Lund. And I think that we usually is regarded as like one of the bigger production companies in Sweden outside of the Stockholm region. We're based in Lund, just outside of Malmö, where Malmö Arabic Film Festival is taking place. Anagram, I was one of the founders of Anagram about 15, 18 years ago, when I joined as a producer and managing director. And we have been producing feature films and TV series since then. And we also have a yearly international comedy festival in Lund. I'm going to talk a little bit about what kind of productions we do and what kind of co-productions and so on that we have been part of and are looking for. And also, just for you to know, my only relations with the Arab film world has been that 4 years ago we were part of Malmö Arabic Film Festivals with an Egyptian project called In the Land of Wonder, that we pitched together with the filmmakers from Egypt and won the development prize for. And we're going to talk a bit more about how that project has been working along. On Thursday evening, there's a work in progress session with me and the director, Nadim Khan. But Anagram is a company that does both original productions and co-productions. We develop a lot of in-house material. Oops, sorry. But also sometimes we are part of international co-productions. Mainly, I must say, in the past, it has been with other Nordic production companies. So we've done a lot of co-productions with Finland, for instance, and some were mentioned earlier here today with that we produce with about the Finnish author and cartoonist and artist Tove Jansson, the film Tove, that we co-produced with Helsinki Filmi, who is one of our long-term partners in Finland. And it was the woman from West Finland Film Commission there in Åbo who talked about that, where we shot a lot of parts of the film. Then we have done another biopic from Finland called Tommo Finland, about another cartoonist, a gay artist under the name of Tommo Finland. We've also co-produced quite a few films with Norway, where we also have a sister company called Anagram Norway that deals mainly with TV series. And then we have some bigger European co-productions that we have done with Germany, TV series like West of Liberty, and a bigger TV series about a bigger feature film about Queen Christina called The Girl King. It was a co-production with Sweden, Finland, Germany, and Canada, and also Ireland and Belgium and so on. Quite a few in Poland, quite a few countries. We'd be happy to co-produce more with the Arab world, but we found that it's not always easy to combine resources from Sweden and the Arab world. it's possible, but we haven't been so successful with the ones we have been working with. But we're open for that. Then we recently we have had a lot of success in Sweden and in the neighboring countries here with a police series shot in Malmö, where the film festival is taking place, called The Thin Blue Line. It's a 10-episode police series about some young police officers on the streets of Malmö dealing with their work, everyday ordinary crime, as well as their private lives. And it had quite a lot of Arab-speaking actors and also some story content. So there's been some reportage about that in Al Jazeera that was done after we shot the show. What else? I'm going to look here. Maybe you can see more about the productions that we have done in our webpage, anagram.se, where you can read a bit more about them in detail. We've also done some work for the VOD platforms as Viaplay, which is the local one here in the Scandinavia. And the latest series there is one called The Machinery. And then I don't know, you've heard a bit about the different fundings for feature films, co-production funding. But what I can add to that is from the producer's point of view, you've only heard the financier speaking, and from the producer's point of view, Sweden can be a good country to co-produce with, because you have both the different regions, and then you have the national support system that Helen Olsen just talked about. And the combination, you can quite easily combine these two, but you have to spend money here, and sometimes that can be quite expensive if you compare the wages of Swedish film workers to the wages of film workers in some of the Arabic countries where you might be from. So it's not always so much value for the money from an Arabic co-producer's point of view. That's what we found, at least in the Land of Wonder. Obviously, you can bring talent. Maybe there is Arabic-speaking talent that living in Sweden that you could use in your film, or of course also co-production, post-production, and other facilities. But the big difference in price between Sweden and most of the Arab world, to my knowledge, is quite big, and sometimes that's a bit of a disadvantage when it comes to original co-productions like that. Apart from that, I guess we could also be a partner if you just need to come and shoot here for something that you are doing in your home country. We have done a couple of service productions where some of the footage needs to be done here, and then if that material that you're after is suitable for co-production, that can also be a ground for that, of course. Talk a bit about Anagram. Apart from me, I'm an executive producer working and also responsible for our development of the different genres. We have 4 producers, 3 female and 1 male producer. We have a managing director, a woman from Finland called Mira Pasilina, and a senior advisor, Gunnar Karlsson, who used to be the head of SVT Drama in Sweden. So he reads a lot of the material that comes in for different co-productions. And then we have an in-house writer working for us, writing both original material, but also some of the co-productions we do. He can be an asset of both a script writer, but also an analyst, a script analyst. And then, as I mentioned, we have a sister company in Norway, Anagram Norway. And that can be interesting because some of the funding that you can get from Norway can be a good combination with Sweden if you want to make some sort of a co-production with the Scandinavian content. Now I'm quite open to take questions. I'll see if there's something here in the chat. Time to co-produce with Arab world. Yes, I think so too. But as I said, we have tried, and even though that production is still going on, it hasn't been realized yet. We will talk more about that in that work in progress project. Also, there are some Arab filmmakers here in Sweden that we are thinking about working with. That could be something that we might need a co-production partner in the Arab world for. But Roxana, I don't know if you want to help me out with if there are some questions that I should be answering, or that could be relevant for the possible listeners.
No, first of all, thank you, Martin. It was really I just saw the chat Ellie has written that some filmmakers have Nordic sense of humor.
Yeah, well, I would be happy to read that.
Yes, we are famous for our humor here in the Nordics. I've heard. No, but I think that you managed to cover it, and actually I will be the one hosting the work in progress session with you tomorrow.
Yes.
I'm looking forward to discussing more about difficulties of co-producing and how it can go co-producing transnationally like you have done.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that for today, we've actually run out of time. So I'm going to thank you so much again for joining us. It's an absolute pleasure having you and Anagram here. And we're going to move on to Tina Wagner from the Faroese Film Institute now.
Okay. Thank you very much, Sam.
Thank you again. And we will move on now to Tina. I can see that you're here, Tina. So I'm going to update you. And I'm sorry that Batul couldn't join us, but she will be watching this on our recording. We are recording the session and it will be posted on our social medias later on. So everybody can see it again there. Let me see. Whenever you're ready, Tina, you can turn on your camera. Hi, Tina. How are you?
I'm fine. Thank you. And you?
I'm good. So good to see you. And we had a funny story here at the office when we first got your information. We started Googling the Faroe Islands, and I think we spent at least 1 hour just enjoying every picture we could. So it's a wonderful, beautiful place in the world. And I can only imagine how it is to make films there. So I'm going to leave the stage to you, Tina, and I'll come back at the end of your session. Okay?
Thank you. I guess I have 15 minutes. Yes, I remember that a journalist, an American journalist, wrote a couple of years ago, is the Faroe Islands the 18 most dramatic islands in the world? I don't know, but anyway, I'll just tell you a little bit about myself. I have been up here and head of the Faroese Film Institute for the last 3 years. And I come from a background where I have been 25 years working as head of postgraduate training in Denmark. And so I was very excited when I got appointed up here. So I have been here for the last 3 years. I will tell you a little bit about the film industry up here, and then I will also tell you a little bit about what we offer. We are a very young industry. We have a small local film fund here, and it's not older than 8 years. So that also means that people have only been able to be supported financially for the last 8 years. We have a very small, I will more say, an environment. I am hired by the Minister of Trade to create the Film Institute, but also to create growth in this region. So one of my main goals is also, can I change this small film environment and change it into a film industry? So what that is what I'm working with right now. I would say that our National Film Fund is 2.9 million Danish crowns per year. And for that, we are supporting feature film, documentary, shorts, TV series. So you can see that that is a very, very small amount. When I came up here 3 years ago, there was one feature film done, finished in 2017, and then there came one more in 2019. And I'm saying that just to say that when you're creating a film institute, you're also creating a lighthouse where you have talent suddenly can see or reflect or consult. So that also means that last year when we saw the applications to the Film Fund, we could see that there was 18 applications for feature films. So we have an increasing amount of talent, but we have a lack of money. We also have a reimbursement scheme. When I came up here, it was just finalized a law for the reimbursement scheme. It's very, very small. Also, everything is very small up here. So it's a scheme to attract productions from outside. And I created the procedure to how to apply and how to get the money. So we offer 25% reimbursement for productions coming from outside. We can also approve national production, but it means that they have been outside to find other money and then come back here. And we have so far approved 4 projects, but there is a ceiling, so the amount of money reserved for the reimbursement scheme is not more than 200,000 Danish crowns. So if you come here and you spend 800,000 and you get approved, then you can get the 200,000 in return. Of course, this is on a very early stage, and we really hope that in the future that that amount will increase, so that we can either offer to approve more projects or give a higher amount of in return. Right now we have a TV series called Trum, and it's a Viaplay ZDF, and it's a Danish company, Reinvent also, who are here to shoot a TV series. That will be the first TV series shot in totally on the Faroe Islands. It's a local novel, and it's adapted into script by a local scriptwriter. So we are looking very much forward to follow that TV series, also because we hope that that will actually be the gate into for the politicians to see the benefit of increasing the reimbursement scheme, so we can offer more productions coming from outside. We are, as you probably know, all of you, we are in belonging, you can say, we are an autonomous government belonging to Denmark, and it gives us a bit of obstructions when it comes to financing. We cannot apply directly to the Danish Film Institute. So we have to find a Danish producer who would like to work together with us. But right now it's difficult for the Danish producers to apply to the Danish Film Institute because they sometimes consider that that our language is a foreign language and our culture is like a foreign culture. So we are trying to convince them that if a Danish producer apply with a project from the Faroe Islands, then they should not be able to reject it due to geography, culture, and language. So we hope that in the future will create better opportunities for us. And that would also, if that succeed, it will also give us much better opportunity to offer collaboration with countries from outside, because right now we cannot apply financial support from Sweden or Norway, because they want us to go through Denmark first. So that is how it looks like for our national filmmakers. So we have, from when I came up here, that we had one film, a feature film. We have like 3 or 4 feature films coming out soon. And in the pipeline, we have, I think, 10 projects coming out. So I hope that you will be able to see more of our local films in the future. And we also hope that we can offer many more projects from outside. So that is what we are doing, and of course, what we are doing now is that our environment work on 2 levels. Our film industry is working on 2 levels. They are getting more and more experience on helping and supporting productions from outside, and at the same time, I do whatever I can to create all kind of workshops, seminars, whatever. That is what I have done for the last 25 years to lift all the competences for our local filmmakers, so I can give them more tools to become, to find their own language and blah, blah, blah. And then at the same time, be able to support productions from outside. We don't have a film school here, so they need to go abroad to get an education. So that is, I think I have 2 questions here. I'll just, I just got a question about the name of the Film Institute. It's the Faroese Film Institute, and you can actually find our homepage. I can just find it. So I think that was an introduction from me.
Thank you so much, Tina. Thank you. It was really great and very informative. And as you have written, I recommend all of you who are with us to go to ffe.fo and learn more about the Faroese Film Institute. I think we have one Q&A here. Can you? Oh, okay. It's also from Wafa. Wafa, it's the Faroese Film Institute, and Tina has written the website in the chat section.
I can also write, if you want, I can just write my email address.
Yeah, of course. And this is a reminder for everybody. If you're interested in all the accredited guests, you can also send me an email. It should be in the. Oh, you can't see it, Wafa. Let me see if I can.
I will just give you the link here.
And I can make sure that it's published on our website too, a link to the Faroese Film Institute. So you can all get all the information there. But this was our last presentation for today, actually. So thank you so much, Tina. Really.
You're welcome. I've just sent you the link here.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much. We can all see it here. I'm going to let us be here for a couple of minutes so everybody can see it. So I'm not going to end the meeting quite yet. But thank you so much, Tina, for.
You're welcome.
I hope to see you soon. Okay, well, that was all for our Meet the Expert session. If you want the link, it is in the chat box, so you can go and press the link there. Our program today will continue at, let me see here, 3:30 with a case study of the short film Brotherhood with Andreas Roxén and Sarah Ben-Hassan. And at the end of today, we're going to have a panel discussion moderated by Miriam Deredi about film production and distribution in the time of Corona. But for all of you who joined me today, thank you so much for joining this session, and I see you soon. Bye.